Hello. Hello there, Eds. Happy days. Well, happy days for that second half anyway, but hope yous are all well and good. We're absolutely buzzing. I know I am. Hard ends. We knew going into this game, Luton weren't going to be the Luton that we all anticipated at the beginning of the year. But I tell you what, fair credit to them in the first opening 45 minutes. We'll get to them as well. But a monstrous 3 points come at the end of May. We've won with all these injuries that we knew coming into this game. No Ali, no Salah. The list is bloody endless. And if you are new around here, hit that subscribe button. Drop a like on the video as well. Not for me, but for these mighty Reds as well, Liverpool. Get your comments in as well. I will get through every single one of them as much as I possibly can anyway. You know the score. We're going to go through a couple of the goals anyway, the key moments within the fixture. And, of course, obviously, just go through all your man of the match shouts as well. Straight into my man of the match. It's got to be Alexis McAllister. I think, obviously, 2 assists off the back of tonight's game as well. For the first half, first opening 45 minutes, when it wasn't all going Liverpool's way. I think he was one of the key aspects and one of the key players, really, that just controlled the whole tempo of the game. He didn't allow his head to go really down, and hence why, obviously, breaking into the extra penalty area and then obviously getting that assist as well. We will, and obviously Kev is joining us this evening. How are we, lads?
Good, lad.
Bloody buzz that lad, buzzing me tits off.
My stream was still going until 30 seconds ago. Yeah, so I was sitting there with the lads just chatting away, and I was doing a room tour and everything like that. So yeah,
man in a match straight in there, Kev.
Because he was busy. Diaz, McAllister still goes a bit under. Diaz was great.
He got my McAllister.
Yeah, McAllister's another shout there. He was brilliant. It's just that because if Diaz could finish a bit more, it'd be great. Like what was he doing at the start of the game? But then he was great after that. Endo was great again. Joey Gomez does his job whenever he's asked. Keller a bit flappy tonight, but he still did his job. Made that save, even though he was unlucky where it rebounded to. If he can get the ball away from players in front of him in the box, because that's he's only conceded.
I think that goal, and we'll get to that goal as well, mate. It was just very erratic. I think he was just mainly caught by surprise, given how good Bradley's been over the last couple of weeks. I think. Obviously, it was a good run. Let's not take that away from the goal as well anyway. But chat, big up to every single one of you. If you haven't already done so, smash the bloody likes, everyone. I know a lot of you do, but for the people that don't, come on. That's how it helps my channel, Kev's channel, everyone's channel. If you're watching on YouTube, it really does. Yeah, I don't think a lot of you really understand how much it helps everyone's channels. And even a share as well. We'd all be your best mates if you do that for everyone's content. But absolute legends. Quickly going on statistics-wise of this evening's game anyway. Liverpool dominated proceedings, 29 bloody shots. And Kev, we'll get straight into the first half anyway. I don't want to dwell too much on the first half because I think there's a lot more positives in the second half, of course. 4 goals.
Still dominant in the first half. Just poor finishing. Poor in the final third.
That fella to the right-hand side in terms of 18 shots on target. We created a bag full of chances, and it's one of them this game as well. It's a story of our season, really, in terms of we're dominating games, and that's probably one of the most positive aspects. Like, it's not a case of we're going into all these games where we have 20, 30-minute spells. We are absolutely creating handfuls of chances, and i.e. with no Salah, no Nunes, and all the other list of endless, long as our arms of injuries, Kev. First 45 minutes, mate, it didn't go to plan for Liverpool, but it was just quite frustrating.
It's just Russian finishes.
Yeah.
We were Russian finishes in that half. I think it was a matter of, in saying that, the only person that didn't rush a chance that should have rushed it twice and then shouldn't have rushed it the last time was Diaz. Those for early 2 chances, he should have barreled it in there. And then went for he waited, and then tried to turn, and it just didn't get anywhere. Yeah. The concession of the goal was unlucky because look, Kelleher did his job. He saved it from the inside. The ball was going back outside. The fact that it went up in the air and over Joe Gomez was a bit unlucky. It's just a fluke. And then, but Agbena, who's Irish player, just in there straight and with the header in. So, I'm glad to see him scoring in the Premier League, just not against us.
Yeah, happy days, man. Yeah, it's as you alluded to there, amazing in chat. We will have them come for the next couple of weeks and months, especially with the amount of injuries. I think that what tonight showed me as well, chat and Kev, was we've got to be extremely patient. Thank the Lord I wasn't streaming because I've been a bit under the weather. So I really appreciate Kev jumping on tonight as well. I think we both have under the weather.
Yeah, we're sick, yeah. I have a bad infection as well.
So hopefully everyone's looking after themselves as well, most importantly. But we are going to succumb to certain elements within games the next couple of weeks where we don't always get it our way. But I think the most positive way you can come out of that first half was that it was only 1-0. Of course, when you play the higher caliber teams, you will punish you, like the City and the Arsenals as well. But it is what it is, chap. But the most positive aspect was the reaction for me, Kev, in terms of going into the second half. I think the easiest thing that all of us would have been screaming at was obviously rotation, but it was quite interesting from a tactical point of view that we kind of looked like, from my point of view, it looked like we pushed Conor Bradley a bit more higher up the pitch, give him a bit more responsibility.
Yeah, it was Harvey Elliott was the problem.
Harvey as well.
Harvey Elliott was a major problem for us in the first half. Not that he was playing badly or whatever. He was too tucked in. So the start of the second half kicked in straight away, where Harvey moved slightly out more and Connor underlapped, and then so he underlapped him and went out a number of times. And then if he received the ball, there a couple of some brilliant 1-2s out there. But yeah, Harvey was just too tight at the start. He was pretty much on top of Gakpo. I've said in the past as well, but there's certain elements where Nunes is faltering in games because either Harvey's in the wrong position sitting there or Gravenberch was too on top of him. Klopp seems to like that position in a sense, but sometimes it really hinders the striker a lot. And whoever's playing in that false 9 or striker position, it hinders them. And they don't seem to be able to get the ball unless it's a tap in and goal. So it takes them out of the game a lot. What I've noticed in recently is when Szoboszlai is on, is that he moves further out. And Harvey's, I think Klopp had a word with him and said, look, no, just move out slightly. Just only like 6-7 meters out. And then you see Conor Bradley and he was like bombing up in the inside of him. And, it created more room for McAllister and Endo on the inside. And then you seen, cut through chances happening all the time.
Yeah. And as Barry said here, I'm pretty sure whatever abbreviation of rocket up the backside you want to use, or whatever it is in German. It'd be interesting to see what that is like.
Whatever he was shouting at the crowd in that half, man. They got it worse when they got into the thing,
Yeah, I would not have liked to have been that fan, by the way.
It was after Harvey Elliott took the shot, man. And and Klopp, somebody must have said something, but he turned around, he was just like, what the hell? Straight at the fans. And then he was like, the rest of you come up, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to get drawn into this because you know my viewpoint I'm in a very lucky position that I go to some games throughout the season, but it's the crowds are well within their right. I think we're going to all see it from both ways because every crowd member is entitled to their own views, whether you agree or disagree. They are paying customers to the stadium and they've worked their bloody backside off to get in the ground and everything. So I get where Klopp's coming from, but as well, I think it'd be interesting to see. Obviously, my dad went to games tonight, or if anyone did go to games tonight, the reaction really in terms of the crowds. Because I was speaking to my dad at half time, Kevin, he said that it was a bit flat to say the least, anyway. But it is what it is, mate. In all honesty,
that's the main stand, man. I tell you, the Anfield Road end, the new Anfield Road end, is not letting the team down, and the cop never lets the team down with the sound of it. But it's the main stand that's the problem. Just right above where the normal regulars sit, just in that hospitality section right there, is just dead. There's a lot of just people just clapping with half and half scarves. And then the top end you can probably hear, but they don't get down enough. And sound is like an avalanche. It's like water flowing down a hill. It'll make all the noise in the world and it'll gather and get louder and louder as it comes down. But if it's blocked halfway, that noise just reverbs back up. And that's it. It doesn't continue on. So I always say the whole stand needs to be getting involved in whatever. You can't have people shouting up top and then these guys kind of behind them kind of going, oh yeah, they're singing the song that people sing them when you see them on the telly. Sing along with them. You know what I mean? That's the whole point, So
that's always the thing I've said as well, mate. It's up to the club really to sit the fans, singing fans, the boisterous fans in sections as again. Hence why that's what the whole point of the Cop was 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Because it's massively dwarfed now, you'd have the Annie Road stand be more louder than the Cop.
Cop
So
it is,
it's difficult. But one of them.
But even saying that, the good thing about the Annie Road side, especially on the sides and thing, not directly in the middle, maybe, but it seems to be doing it anyway, is that it seems to be, it is hospo, but it's at a medium level hospo, so it's affordable for fans and stuff like that. And a lot of regular fans are sitting in there buying hospitality tickets just to get a season ticket, like me. So I bought them there with the 3 seats together and with the lads, and now we're able to go to games. But then there's other guys that are similar along the line, and they're actual fans sitting there.
Which is
yeah, so. Yeah,
and apparently, I don't know who it was. If anyone that did go to the game tonight, please let me know. Let us know in the comments. But apparently, on social media was saying the Annie Road end was singing to Luton fans, "You only sing when you're winning." If that was the case, give your head a massive, massive wobble. We're not the Americanization. Jesus Christ. That is a chance I never, if I'm lucky to go to the game, I never want to be hearing "You only sing when you're winning" uttered from any Liverpool fan in that stadium, by the way.
Surely if you folks turned on and just said, "What are you playing at?" Don't like I heard when we was me and you in the game, Jack. That was that last game, was the one before that, and there was a load of Scots lads behind me that was sitting there, and there was a group of kind of about 12 or 15, but like when you look down, there must have been from Malaysia or something like that, but they were sitting down in that part section and they weren't saying anything. And your man was giving them barrels of abuse about 4 rows behind over the shoulder. Just showing up saying, "Why you use that singing? Why you?" And I like that. I was like, I love this behind me. I love him.
That's the way, not in a positive way as well. Like that's how you get the atmosphere back. Well and truly, anyway. But big up Shane. Good to see you, mate. Anyway, good couple of new faces in the chat as always. Always great to see you, mate.
Shane.
Sean. Sorry, mate. Yeah, Sean. What a game, Sean. Who was your man of the match anyway? Let us know in the comment section below. Big up there, Mark. Long time no see, mate. Hope you enjoyed that. I know you would have, lads. Seems to be like that all season. Tense first half, strong second one. And not too bad of, as Kev alluded to this week, it's not too bad of a good pattern to go into come what the end of May anyway. Big up there, Helen. Hope you're well, mate. Good to see you in here. Revanite, as always.
I think the best way to explain that, Jack, is dominantly average. Is how we play in the first half. Dominantly average.
We've been in second and third.
Averagely dominant. One or the other. One of them works.
Yeah, we've been in second and third gear. Like every Liverpool fan knows this, and that's a good positive thing. And you don't really want to be playing at your 6th or 7th gear till probably another two months, really. The back end of the season, especially. But especially going into that City game. Oh, if we keep on winning, then even if we don't even need to win against City, but it would massively help. But we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it anyway.
It gives us such a cushion. With the games that are coming up, Aston Villa away, Spurs at home, Wolves at home end of the season, who have been playing pretty well this season. There's a multitude of games. Manchester United away, forgetting that, no matter how crap they've kind of been, it could still be a sticky one.
It's exciting. It is absolutely exciting, mate. Helen, massive thank you, mate, for the super chat. Massively helps out with everything, mate. Really appreciate it. As Liverpool's 12th man, Virgil with the captain's goal in a strong shout for man in the match, 100% there, mate. Could have had a hat trick tonight, by the way.
Could have, yeah.
Obviously, that other shot that he had off his shoulder after he got his goal. But great shouts there, mate. And we'll get straight into the second half performance. Very good. I think we talked about in terms of tactical tweaks, possibly as well. Diaz. I think we've already touched on Diaz, but I think the whole consensus from every Liverpool fan, as Kev alluded to before, he frustrates the hell out of me, Kev, because he'll have about, but it's the main thing is he scored, but in other games in the next couple of weeks, when it gets a lot more tighter, you need to be finishing your chances. Diaz obviously had it felt like about 50 chances tonight, and he put the most difficult chance away.
Yeah, it's okay. So he's not hitting them early enough, and tonight the only one that he hit early was the one that he should have waited for.
Like that's to make a 3-1 with that goal as well. So
he tucked it back inside, and I think so it's just it's nuts really, man. He should be finishing a lot more You know, in those scenarios, he's getting in position. He's getting in great positions. Look, these will come good. Tonight it was just a kind of a matter of, oh, I can't believe I'm getting this much room, and then he still didn't get it. But and then he scores these kind of ones.
Yeah. And Virgil van Dijk, we've got every Liverpool fan has been crying out, why doesn't Virgil get a lot more goals from corners? He absolutely twatted that into the back corner of the bottom, pardon my French, Luscaus, or whatever you want to call it. He absolutely buried that, Kev. He put it back where it come from anyway. Yeah. And hopefully this does continue, mate. But it made it 1-1. That was the breaking of the deadlock, really. That was the whole, not just the tension in the ground, the tension around the bloody world, mate. Because at this moment in time, it got to, the 58th minute, and we're like, come on, just come off someone's ass, hit the bar and in, off the back of the goalie, just get in the bloody net, will you? Like, just get it in. Like, just absolutely get it in.
Love it. I love it.
It somehow found its way. What was your jubilation, really, of that flying in the back of the net?
I don't know. Everybody loves a good come off somebody's ass, but like, no, it was brilliant, dude. You know, it's the equivalent to porn for me. Seeing your captain getting up. Football version of porn for me, getting your captain getting up, getting a header, heading it across goal and into the net.
We all took him into bed with your missus, by the way, as well. Him, so,
But like like last week, that header was a beauty that hit the crossbar as well, and that he should have scored that one too. So he's getting in really good positions, and he said he had a lot of space tonight himself. He was smiling. He said, he thought himself that he should have had pretty much a hat trick. So it was great. I don't like when we got this the Gakpo goal in a second.
Yeah.
That that was another bit of class, to be honest with you. Nice quick thinking as well from Bradley. So straight throw from Bradley, straight down where on the volley. The assist, like look where Maka didn't even know what Gakpo was running in. That's a great assist. That's world class assist.
Like from that freeze frame, lads. Gakpo's still got a lot to do, but in terms of just the elevation and the level of that cross, that's world class.
But he didn't even get when it went to the net. Gakpo was going to look saying that just actually happened. That was just like the easiest goal I've ever had to score in my life, because you put it right on the penny for me. Like, and I still found it difficult to get past the player. But you just had to literally sit there and just like tap it in.
Nunes probably squaring up to the telly at that point. At home, going, come on, more deliveries like that in a couple of weeks.
Nunes for me is better off the ball than Gakpo is. And on the pitch, and I think whereas Gakpo can finish and he can do the job. Like if it was me and Jota still not available, I would bang Gakpo out that left, and maybe and have Diaz on the right starting with Nunes through the centre if he's available, and then bring on Salah maybe a bit later to cause an absolute mayhem, a havoc. So we'll see.
It's going to come up.
I said that exact same thing on my stream. I said that would just reminded me of corner taking quickly.
Yeah, I think Lavanya does watch his streams, lad, anyway. So,
okay.
Absolute legend, lad. But yeah, it's fair play, mate. And I think as Kev alluded to there, lad, there will be a point when we've got all of our players back. Hopefully, Josh is not out until the end of May. But already, I think there was been a couple of times this season where we've had all 5 attackers on the pitch when we've needed it the most. And if Liverpool are to win the league, like we've all been saying going into this league, me and Kev, when we've done shows to use everyone at home, is goals, 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 goals. Liverpool are aplenty. I think that now, Kev, I think statistically, chat, you'll probably know in terms of socials as well, Paul G's really got it. I think it is now every Liverpool forward has got at least 10 goals. I might be wrong there, but if that's the case, I think that's the second time that's happened this early since... I think it was a while ago anyway.
Since,
yeah. For a very long time.
Yeah.
Goals, Shaz. But in terms of that goal, yes. Just yes.
But even that, everybody was raving about Arsenal's 21 goals in the last few games, and that they've done the last 5 games. But sure, we're on 20 goals in the last 5 games now.
It helps when you play West Ham, who just go ahead, boys.
Yeah.
Swat that in.
And in those games as well, we lost the game to Arsenal. So that'll just tell you, like, that, we didn't lose that game to Arsenal, we would have ahead on the goal difference. So it doesn't make it. We're ahead on goal difference now, so it's grand.
Yeah, and even tonight, it emphasised again, like, just like fair play to Luton. Like, if any Luton fans watching, if you play like that, you will stay up. I know he's come off the back and getting beat 4-1, But in all honesty, we battered it, yes. But if you play like that against the majority of the bottom half teams, you will stay safe. I think 3, 4, even 6 points clear at the bottom 3 anyway. Because I think going into this game, as we all said in the pre-match build-up, Luton are one of the most informed teams in the Premier League over the last couple of weeks. And they've been absolutely amazing. I think they can go away from Anfield.
They can score goals. They obviously score goals. They scored in like the last 6 or 7 games.
Yeah, and even tonight they showed again that on the counter attack as well, Kev, that he can score some more. But Diaz, I think we've already spoke about this, a very well executed finish with his left foot, as Kev spoke about before. One of the most difficult chances he had in the game, but at the end of the day, you put it in the back of the net. I've only just noticed, is that Gakpo on his ass there in the penalty area?
He got knocked over in his ass there. He got tackled and the ball came back to Harvey. The chance before that, I thought when you were showing me, it was Diaz doing that. I didn't know that was the goal that you were showing me, because in the exact same position, he tucked it back when he should have shot it early that time, and it was one of those delayed ones. So yeah, that's what I was on about earlier. But I know that was the goal. It was a good finish from Lewis, but great finish from Harvey, man. Just curled it. I wish people curled around the keeper more in the game tonight. Gakpo could have had 2 or 3 if he just curled it around the goalkeeper. Diaz could have had 5 or 6 if he just curled it around the goalkeeper instead of stop and let him get out. Just do it early.
I think the curler there, Kev's a lot more of a harder finish. I think the XG on that would have been a lot more harder if he just would have went across. Or but saying that, you've got to get through the 2 centre halves there, haven't you? Either way. Elliot, mate, I think we've got to, because he frustrated me the hell out of me in the first half, and it wasn't just Elliot, by the way.
Just positioning myself.
There are plenty of Liverpool players, but I think, you called him David Fairclough potentially last week for Liverpool is important.
I love when he comes off the bench. I don't like when he starts because he tucks in too much when he starts, and he doesn't get going until the second half anyway. When he does come on, he tends to go to a wide or right attacking midfielder, almost like a cutting right midfielder really. But I like him when he's there because he allows the under run. So Harvey needs to stay in a position where he allows the overlap and the underlap. If he stays in too tight, all he's ever going to get is an overlap. But by that time, the opposition take up that position. So then there is no overlap. So you got a limited Harvey Elliott just receiving the ball off passes through from Endo and when he turns, he can't get it to anybody else because he's turning and they're already blocked off. Elliott's better when he comes from a little wider, and that happened tonight in the second half. The second half, straight at the start, he went off that way. Conor Bradley made a run and was still dancing, like doing little 1-2s and dancing in and leaving it through to Diaz, then who should have scored. But there was great chances there from when he moved outside. It was a much better game. Yeah.
I think he's spot on there, and I think that's the thing that we've got to take out off the back of this as well, chat, as you've already alluded to, plenty of his tonight in terms of, I think, as Lavagna saying here, man, what do we do with the same lineup for Sunday, except Canate and Robbo win? It's the thing, though, mate. I think the most important thing for Liverpool as well, Kevin, and chat, was that we didn't get any more injuries. Everyone touch wood in your gaff or whatever. It's one of them.
I don't know if Robbo starts against Chelsea on Sunday.
No, for me, Gomez starts.
I think if Sterling and what you call are going on that right side, we learned a lesson from that earlier in the season with Robbo, that he can get too isolated because people trust him so much they don't go to help him that often. And I think maybe with Mac and Endo, and Mako will help out a bit more, but for Mako just being a bit more forward. And Endo's a great addition to go in and help there. He really is. So he's so good, like at what he does.
Just another solid performance again. Yeah. I think was it last week when we said this as well in the post match? I think we've done like a little segment, and rightly so as well, because I think his work rate is absolutely amazing. And me and you, Kev, I think a large majority of Liverpool's fan base will hold their hands up and go, "It's taken us by surprise." But I think we need to keep him fit, mate. I think considering that we've not got no out-and-out 6 at the club at this moment in time, apart from Endo, he's instrumental. A lot more instrumental than we're actually twigging on, really, in terms of...
Very good on his feet as well. Very good on his feet.
And it just allows McAllister really to bomb up the pitch. We'll get to everyone's comments as well. Make sure we rattle through all these before we do conclude tonight's episode. Everyone, if you haven't already done so, make sure you do smash that like button as well. Really does help out the channel. Make sure you do like everyone else's content as well on YouTube and give it a share and everyone. It really does help out everyone's streams. And make sure you head over to Kev's stream as well. And so I get Kev to shout out where he's going to be streaming and everything. Absolute legend. Kev's very quiet in the stream, is he? He's all right from my audio there, Mark. But
no. He said on my streams, he's saying I'm very quiet when I'm talking. I'm not quiet. He's just taking the piss. I'm not quiet at all. I'm constantly shouting at the TV.
I was going to say, you can never shut up, Kev. Felt good for Lucho. Yeah, it was always good, mate. He's had a difficult season, Lavanya, and I think, as we said on the last video, from a psychological point of view, I think most football fans in world football just forget footballers are just humans at the end of the day. Like, what that fella has been through is being ridiculous. Like, I don't think anyone could have really prepared themselves, or he himself, but thankfully his dad is okay and his mum, and he's back doing what he does, and that's playing football for Liverpool, and just puts Everton really into perspective. Mark, if Salah is fit and Dom, would you start them? Would you, Kev? Great question from Mark or chat in terms of going to Sunday's game.
Oh man, if Mo Salah is fit and he's 100%, you say that's the side that we're most weakest in, like, from that side. You got to start him. If you're going to ease Dom in and he's ready to go, yeah, you could. Because Gravenberch didn't do too bad a job. He's okay. He's probably better on the left, but he was still doing a job on the right. If Nunes is fit, you start him. You bring him on later, because you don't want to be in a situation where you're down goals and then having to rely on Salah and Nunes, and it's almost like coming off the bench at the same time and not being fit enough. You could end up in a dead end alley.
Yeah, I agree there. I'll ask you about Gravenberch, Kev, because he had a bit of an interesting game, like the large majority of Liverpool in that first 45, but he improved second half.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to take a couple more weeks and a couple more months in terms of his development, really? Yeah. I think, of course, coming from the Bundesliga, not really getting an opportunity at Bayern, very different for a player that was so used to his Ajax days. Yeah. Obviously winning three Eredivisie titles at a young age anyway, coming in at the age of 16 in the Ajax system and just playing throughout. But it was one of them, mate, innit? It was where he impacted the game in a good aspect, but I think what I do like is his willingness and his eagerness, really, just to not have his head down. I think we've seen many a player come to Liverpool and it's not really quite worked out for them. But I think Gravenberch, in terms of his mentality, is as well as a young player coming through the Ajax academy, you'd have to be some player to do that anyway. But I was pleasant.
No, he's good with his feet. As I said, he's the guy that you if you're the line of cones in front of you, pick up. He's the guy that would come in and dance around them effortlessly, and then go to the next set and do it effortlessly. Sometimes he can do it too much, where he dances through the first set of cones and tries to dance through the next set of cones, and then ends up losing possession and we're getting countered as small. But today was not much. The first half was not much of his fault. As I said, the positioning of Harvey Elliott, I'm not trying to blame the kid too much or whatever. He pushed McAllister over onto Gravenberch. He pushed Gakpo. Gakpo was constantly having your man leaning on his back the entire time. Conor Bradley wasn't getting enough because two players were filling the gap that Elliott left when he tucked in, and that just allowed him to, that just allowed him to counter on the left hand side all the time when they were going up there, and that was the problem. And then they were leaving Bradley a little bit isolated with Elliott there, and that's a problem there for Harv, because Harv, I think, in that game was supposed to be playing right winger in that game.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. So why was he tucked in back in the central midfield, right hand side central midfield role, on top of Gravenberch and on top of McAllister? All he was doing was hindering them all and just creating space for the counter attack. So the second half that was fixed. Yeah,
I think with that, Kevin and chat, was obviously the role of Luis Diaz. If he didn't twig it in the first opening 20-30 minutes, but Kev, you did, and a lot more of you. But Diaz was very central with certain elements of that game. Hence why he had about 50 chances through the middle as well. But it's going to be one of them, mate. I think we will, as we said at the top of the show, we will have to plug a couple of gaps here and there. The next couple of weeks, I think we will see some players in weird positions. But no players have any qualms. You're playing for Liverpool Football Club, so you've got to do the job anyway. Even we do have to see Conor Bradley a bit more further forward and a bit more an advanced role if needs be.
Like even that position is really good for Harvey when he's picking up the ball, and McAllister's cutting a pass through to him, or Endo's cutting a pass straight through 3 or 4 lads, and he's right in that lovely position where he can create chances, lay it out to Salah. But when he's the one that's there and there's nobody to lay it out to, you already have Bradley isolated to just receive it, and it'll always go back. Or, you have Gravenberch and McAllister trying to crisscross each other, and then Gakpo just kind of sidestepping left and right to try and get across. Nobody's going right, and there's no layoff there. If Salah's there, he's in a great position. If not, he's causing hindrance to the rest of the forward line.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there, I think, when we spoke as well, chat, that the crisscrossing, I think the players occupying space. I think it's like you watch City even as well. Obviously, they're such a possession-based team as well. Liverpool this season, teams off the back of last season, in terms of the way we've adapted our game with the new midfielders as well. I think in terms of just crisscrossing certain positions, Kev, I think that's what we were doing too much in the first opening 5:45. I think Klopp put a rocket up their ass and just said, right, boys, you do your job. Yeah, just stop panicking, stop rushing. When Liverpool are playing poor is when we just start rushing. And then, but just believe as well, Reds. That's the last closing point I'd say as well, Reds. Going into the big final on Sunday. Kev, I know you'll be going, mate.
Yeah.
Thoroughly enjoy that, mate. Or is any...
I will. My first final.
Yeah, enjoy that. And anyone going the game on the weekends, safe travels as well down south, or wherever you're coming from around the world. Anyway, if you're going up to London. But Kev, massive thank you for coming on, mate, as always. Just please you shout out what everyone can expect from the Spider LFC as well, and obviously all your streams for this week as well, mate.
Yeah, there's a lot of game and stuff coming up before I head away. As I said, I'm a little bit sickies at the moment, but I was enjoying the stream. I'm able to talk a bit better again once this clears out. I won't be muting every 5 seconds to bloody try and talk, but it's or to try and cough. But it's I've got a watch along for next week for Southampton. Obviously, I'm going over there. I'm going to try and get as much video as I possibly can for the cup final and stick up a match day vlog if I can. I'm even bringing a selfie stick, so I'm going to look like an absolute twat. But
please tell me you're not taking that.
I just for little things I'll see. I might just do the grounds and stuff.
I might have to put you on timeout. Yeah, I might have to put you on timeout on this channel if you take a selfie stick to a game.
I don't want to take a selfie stick when people are asking me for this thing. I just might go along.
Anyone sees Kev with a selfie stick, snap it in half, please.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I like just going on and getting some little bits and pieces, like I did at the game when I was there with you. Took a walk around, had a look at the stadium, did my thing. I like that kind of stuff. And then the odd time, enjoy before and after.
Me with my little arms. I can't get the camera up that island.
I think that kind of looks worse. Sometimes the selfie stick, you can be discreet and just leave it there, and then it can just go up down the sky, and then you can just look around you. But I don't know. I just want to have a good day out. I want to see us win another trophy, a first of Klopp's last season trophies. Yeah. And and just enjoy the game, and get and a proper team performance. But yeah, more likely whatever my experience first day going to a final. I just want to see a good game and see the team do well.
Yeah, enjoy it, lad. And chat. What a time to be a Liverpool fan! I tell you. As I say, try not to dwell too much in the first 45 minutes. Don't go on X or any social media platforms as well, by the way, because it really gets you down. Just believe it. Enjoy this Liverpool team, this future Liverpool team.
I would actually do the opposite of that. I would tell them go on to X, see whatever bloody idiot is talking, and just hit the block button. Make it a better space for yourself. It's all about making your own space, lads. Don't listen to idiots. Block them and mute them. Sorry, Jack. Continue on your inspirational speech. I do apologize.
It's get me in at half time. Yeah, again, especially I wouldn't have knocked Virgil van Dijk out. He would put me on a coat hanger anyway, so that wouldn't have worked. But enjoy it. Just enjoy these last couple of weeks and months as well. In all honesty, with Jurgen, and exciting times. If you haven't seen my shorts I've done today with Xabi Alonso, he's coming. We're getting Xabi Alonso. It's already done. If I want to be an ITK on X as well, it's already done. But yeah, I know not.
I was worried. I know it's probably is, but like I think if you go to that situation, there's a lot of situations happening. So I think they announced Klopp so early so that they could show that, you know, that they were eager to Xavi about taking over, if they really wanted him to take over. And I think they announced it for that. No, I think that also Bayern Munich are trying to play the same game by announcing Tuchel already to say, like, Xavi, do you want to say? If I was Xavi Alonso, I don't know what way when they're in the game works, but as a fan, you don't turn around, and I know it's happened at Dortmund to Munich a few times, but you don't turn around and leave the champions of Leverkusen. I know they're a former club, and then go straight to Bayern Munich, and then, you know, just get hated for the type of thing. You know, it'd be like Klopp leaving us and going to Spurs or something like that. You know what I mean? Or the opposite. It's just
Liverpool and Xabi Alonso, by the way, for me, I don't know nothing, but Jurgen Klopp doesn't announce he's leaving this early if nothing's done prior to. And out of respect, Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp and Alonso hasn't announced it because he knows he's been in a title race. He's won a title in England, Jurgen. He's won titles in Germany as well. He knows, especially going against Bayern Munich, last thing he wants is to announce it and then Leverkusen bottle it. But I think Xabi Alonso will very much be a Liverpool manager at the end of May anyway. And wishing Leverkusen all the best anyway. But yeah, he's a very suave individual, Xavi. He uses class. He did on the pitch and he does on the touchline as well. But Reds, enjoy it. As Professor said there, what a second half that was then. Just a bit, like. And if you're just tuning in, you're just jumping in, we are shooting off in a little second. But a massive thank you to every single one. A massive thank you to Helen for obviously the super chat as well. But most importantly, thank you to every single one. Massive thank you to Kev for jumping on as well.
Click thumbs. Click thumbs.
Yeah. Smash a like on the video as well. Check out all the social links as well on TikTok and Shorts. There's a lot of short form content coming out over the next couple of weeks as well. Try and do a couple of videos short a day anyway, as much as I possibly can, just to get the channels out there and everything. But yeah, as well, K-Mac, I did get to see your comments as well, mate. We'll get it on the next episodes. If you're around, mate, I'll message you after this live anyway, mate. I'll get it on for the Chelsea build-up show, mate, as well. Massive thank you to every single one. Massive thank you, Kev. Let's go and watch those highlights again, get to bed, and we are dreaming the Reds are going to Wembley. Greatest team in Europe, and we're going to Wembley. Wembley! We're the greatest team in Europe, and we're going to Wembley.